What would it be to have a shirt launch tonight without having some of those who are going to have to wear them all season? I'm joined very quickly. In fact, I'll just pass it along. Introduce yourself.
Adam Summerfield. Max Drakeley.
Jake Nurse. John Murray.
Now, of course, all of you have, obviously you routinely, but all of you have played in the EPL side for Phoenix at one time or another. Max, you've seen quite a lot of ice time, in fact, last season.
With a couple of matches, I had quite a few shifts, especially in the third periods when the matches were done, because it's good to get experience, I suppose, but not as much as I'd like to. I'd like to get more ice time, but obviously you can only wait for that.
I mean, I guess that's something that, with all of you, that of course you're playing in the ENL team, you're playing out of your skins most weeks, having some great results. The playing up to the EPL team, you're all presumably vying for positions on Tony's roster.
I'd say definitely something we aspire to, and just training is kind of an achievement, but to get the chance to play in the games, kind of a big thing for us.
What is it that you primarily take from playing on that bench or sitting on that bench?
It's just because everything's so much better. The passing's better, the speed of the game's better. Even just by sitting there, you can watch and learn things that you can put into your own game.
So now you last season, I think it was last season, made quite an impact on your first outing in Phoenix with some of, in the space of a couple of minutes, some of the hardest checks we saw in the whole of that game. Seemed a little out of character for you, Max. Were you getting a bit frustrated being sat there?
Not at all. I think the hard checks is probably me being a bit panicky and just flying my body around the places that I probably fell over, I think, on my first shift. But it's not frustration on the bench because you get to learn so much anyway. So, I prefer to sit on the bench and watch and pick up more from my game that way than not even sit on the bench at all and sit from the stand. So it's all good experience seeing it from there as well.
You lads are probably getting involved more and more, I'd imagine, now with the community sports, the school side of it and everything else. What does that bring other than simply going on the ice week in, week out? What do you see as the other aspects of this club?
When you're doing with sports in schools, you're trying to get kids into it because it's a sport that not a lot of kids know about. So when you go to schools or you're promoting the Phoenix within and you're getting these kids into it, they just love it because they've never seen it before, so they want to try it, and then that just makes the sport, because the sport needs to progress in the country because it's quite a small sport when you look at things like football. By going to schools, you get kids into it and helps bring brings the sport up.
And what about this initiative that's been announced tonight about, effectively about the academy and businesses sponsoring the new talent that's coming through? That must be something that's quite exciting to see that happening within this club now.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's great just to get some support and some help, and we need all the help we need really to try and make it grow. It's dead nice being able to pass it on to the young kids at the schools as well. So it's everything. We need every little help kind of thing. We need everything that we can to get us going.
Max, as you possibly were most of last season, are you hoping for injuries and an illness amongst that first roster to get that ice time this year?
Not at all, no.
Now tell the truth.
No, I'd much rather get my place by earning it and working for it than ever having to see someone get injured or anything like that. You don't want to see anyone, even on a teammate, even if it's the best player of the team or the worst player on the team, getting injured, because you know it's going to disadvantage the team somehow. So you wouldn't want to wish injury on anybody despite the amount of ice time you might get.
Now, on the subject of injuries and ice time, no one knows more about that perhaps than you, Adam. Well, last season, of course, Steve Fone, he came a cropper a couple of times. He had some difficulties. He's now very much fixed. But you benefited from that in terms of the time you got on the ice and the amount of simple as this, pucks you stopped.
I'm sort of with Max on this one. It's the sort of thing where you'd rather get the chance to do it when the other guys are fit, you know. But you have to take it. If someone does get injured, you have to take it and sort of step up and do the business, sort of prove yourself really. And if you get the chance, whether it comes through someone else getting an injury or not, you just you have to take it.
Is Steve Fohn needing to watch his back a little bit this season? Because there certainly was a lot of talk about people saying, well, you know, if things go awry, then Adam perhaps needs to be the starting netminder.
Well, I'd like to think he's watching his back, but I could say that he's a good netminder, and I'd just like to push him, and that'll improve his game as well. If he's got someone breathing down his neck, it'll work well for the both of us.
Well, here's to a lucky season both in the EPL and in the ENL. What do you make of the shirts? Just last of all, obviously you're wearing the warm-up shirt. That's the new one with the new logo on. That's the away cup shirt. A lot more simple this year. Your shirts, incidentally, have been raffled off to people, as you know. Are you looking to spend some money on perhaps on a couple of these? Obviously, you're going to get your own anyway, but you might want to keep one as a souvenir now.
Might have to talk to Paulie, try and get a few freebies maybe.
I would. I'm going to have a quick chat as well. So which ones are you going to want to be spiriting away?
Well, whichever the black, I'm not sure if that's the home cup shirt or the away cup shirt, but
It's the away cup shirt, you're quite right.
the new black shirt is the black version of that is my favourite one so far. So see if my parents want to splash out and get anything like that.
There's a message to your parents there, guys.
I'd definitely say this one. We were saying in the back before, it's quite old school, more of a retro design, so we quite like this one.
Vintage, apparently, according to the designers. And yourself?
Definitely the cup shirt. Just more of a classic style. But
For stylish gentlemen. Thank you very much, guys, and best of luck for the new season.
thank you.